In this video we are going to be creating the drawing for the rim for the T9 Automoblox. And one thing that you're going to notice that's different is we have a different style section view. In this one we have a half section view. So what is a half section view? Well, you're removing half of the model to show interior detail. So if you notice, the cutting plane is doing a 90-degree angle here, and then you're removing, I guess you could say, that piece of the pie. And notice the arrow is pointing in that direction, which is looking at the front view, which would show this interior detail of the rim. So that's what we're going to go ahead and do. Go ahead and go into your working drawing and double click on your rim page, which is number 12. Notice the scale that we have is set up for a 4:1, and that'll be the same for all three of these models. We're actually going to start with a top view though for this drawing. So we're when we place our view with our base, when we go get our rim, you're going to have to rotate, or no, actually I'm sorry, that is the front. I take that back. We're going to start with the front. Yeah, that is the front. So we're good. We're going to start with the front, but remember we want a 4:1. Say okay. I'm going to move this over. And actually, you know what? I'm going to project the isometric off of that as well. So I'm going to go project that, right click, create, move that over here. That should be shaded, so I'm going to double click and shade that. And then now I need to add in a center mark. So remember, place all the views. Or no, I'm sorry, we got to do the section view. Duh. Alright, so I'm going to go ahead and click on section. I'm going to click on the front view. And then now, if you notice in the bottom left corner, I am determining the cut. So that one does a 90-degree angle. So we want to make sure we're cutting right through the middle though. So I'm just going to hover over the middle. And I'm going to bring my mouse directly out to the right, and then this is where my first click is going to be. Somewhere on the outside of the rim out here. But I'm referencing the center. So I'm going to left click a second time at the center of the rim, and then left click a third time down here to create that 90-degree angle outside of the rim. So I made 3 clicks, and then now I'm going to right click and continue. And then if you move your mouse up or down, we want to go down because we want this half section view to replace the front view. Notice the label is automatically going to letter D. So I'm going to click OK. And I'm just going to pull this down to get it out of the way a little bit. So now I have all my views, and I am going to add in a center mark. And you'll go to annotate, center mark, make sure you click on the outermost concentric circle, hit escape to get out of that tool. Now the only thing I don't like about that center mark is it's running through the cutting plane, so if you click on it, you can drag this green dot in to about right there, and then grab this green dot in, so then you can actually see that cutting plane line and it's not going through it. The other thing that we need to do is for a half section view, this middle line should actually be a center line. So what we need to do is turn off the visibility of all these little lines here and then draw a center line right down the middle. So to do that, you're just going to hover over the various hover over the various lines, right click them and turn off the visibility. So select, right click, turn off the visibility, and then I'm going to use my center line tool right here. And I'm going to go from the midpoint there to the midpoint here, right click, create, and now I got a center line going right down the middle. And I believe you should be able to do everything else on your own. You'll notice that this one, I've added some other terminology to the dimension. I've added a 5x in front of it, like you see there, and then I added the word through, or THRU, which is an abbreviation, because there's 5 of those cutouts and they go through the model. So that's, you'll need to add that. You'll notice I added the word through as well to this dimension, or to this dimension, because that hole goes all the way through. And finally, you're going to notice that for these two measurements, I added a radius symbol in front of them because this is a cylindrical feature. And the reason why I had to give these 2 circles in this section view is because they are hidden in the front view here. So if you look, this circle represents is represented by the radius right here. It's from there to there, which is a dimension from here to here. And then this one is for this hidden circle, because remember, you want to avoid dimensioning to hidden features. So go ahead and knock out all those dimensions, make sure you add all your typicals, and again, don't worry if your label is different than what you're seeing on the screen. I think we are on D though by now. So go ahead and add in all your dimensions and then screen clip it into your binder for your points.